What is up, everyone? Matt back for your second reel review of the day. If you haven't already checked out my review for Asteroid City, be sure to go check out that after this one, though, because let's be honest, you're here because you want to know about No Hard Feelings. And so without further ado, I think that's the perfect way to start talking about it. No Hard Feelings, the latest, not a love story romantic comedy that's not just a romantic comedy. Yeah, it's a weird one to process. Starring Jennifer Lawrence. It's her first real big foray back into film since having her kid, and she's kind of taking this break, and you're just excited to have J-Law back on the big screen. Let's be honest, most people are. So we're here. It's 2023. We got Jennifer Lawrence back, and she does a very good job in this comedy. She does everything that you could have asked. I should say, we last saw her in Causeway, the Apple TV film, co-starring with Oscar nominee Brian Tyree Henry. Yeah. But for a while there, we got used to multiple films a year from Jennifer Lawrence, and now we're kind of getting into that one a year, and just her making her way really back into the eye of everyone. So when we get to No Hard Feelings, we are in a rom-com that's not a rom-com, that's not a romance, and the premise is kind of part of my language, but it's kind of fucked up. We find Jennifer Lawrence starring as Maddie, a down-on-her-luck person who lives in Montauk, New York. She is on the brink of losing her home, and in the process does lose her car because she hasn't paid property tax on her house in years. The house has been paid off. So now she has to pay off all this property tax, and she's an Uber driver primarily. But how is she supposed to do that when she doesn't have a car? So now she has to rely on this single income of bartending. And that's not going to get you everywhere. She and her friends start, just trying to come up with ways to help her make money so she can stay and this, that, and the other. And they come across Craigslist. Yes, Craigslist of all places, where a family, or I should say a pair of parents, are offering up a free car with under 40,000 miles on it. It's a Buick, old like grandpa car Buick, for exchange of dating their son. That's right. Essentially, here, prostitute yourself for this car. The son is this very shy, socially awkward boy who's about to head off to college soon, and they want him to kind of break out of his shell and just get him ready for school. Maybe even take his virginity. It is a weird premise that I was just shocked when it came to. But of course, she's in desperate times, so what does she do? She goes for it. And then all this hilarious nature ensues. So there's a lot in this movie that is funny. I'm not gonna lie. It's just the premise, really, that already brings it. Like, she's a 32-year-old woman who is now having to seduce a 19-year-old boy because his parents want him to have that experience before college for a car. I mean, hey, considering the premise, they do what they can. Jennifer Lawrence is great. Andrew Barth Feldman is great. Most people don't know him. He's relatively unknown. I know him from a small little part in High School Musical, the musical, the series, season 2. And then Natalie Morales and Scott MacArthur as Jennifer Lawrence's Maddie's best friends. That's Natalie Morales being the best friend and Scott MacArthur being the best friend's husband. Those were great. It was great. I loved it in those regards. But I mean, there's some really like out there stuff that, while funny, just it you don't want to laugh, but you do, and feel there's a lot that feels wrong. And I guess that shouldn't say that's not shouldn't be a surprise. I should say, coming from the director of Good Boys, which is essentially Super Bad light, with a ton of teenage boys just cursing, talking about drugs, like not even teenage boys, preteens. So yeah, shouldn't be totally shocked. It is an out there premise. It's not a love story, but it you don't know. You're laughing, but at the end of the day, you still don't know really how to feel. It's predictable. There's not a ton of heart to it because all the funny parts, for the most part, come from the sexual situations. So if I'm rating this film out of 5, it's a solid 3. I'm not going to sit here and say, no, you shouldn't watch this. Your mileage is going to vary with it. And that's just the absolute truth. This is laughs will vary due to how you perceive parts of this film. I'm not going to sit here and say, don't see it. Everyone should see a movie, especially a comedy that interests them. If it catches your interest, go see it. Comedy is the most subjective version of film there is. So, hey, but wasn't totally my cup of tea, but I had fun in parts. So 3 out of 5 is my rating. But ultimately, I want to know what you think. So be sure to comment if you've seen it, or if you're planning on seeing it, come back here and comment. Let me know what you thought. No hard feelings. It's a thing. So have fun with it. Just come back. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow over here at Watt Real Entertainment. Check out Watt Gaming. That is twitch.tv/Watt Real Ent. Be sure to check that out and see everything we're doing over there. And Monday, be sure to check out our review for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I know I've pushed this back quite a few times, but it's finally here. So check it out. And yeah, signing off. I'm Matt. This was another Real Review. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow everything we do over here at Watt Real Entertainment. And we'll see you next time.